Yeah, yeah.
So first thing, as you know, you're from Boston.
Yes.
As everybody should know, they're from Boston. How about them Red Sox?
Yeah. Well, how about no more?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm a Yankees fan.
Well, it's.
I just had to put that in there. I apologize.
That's right. There's a cure for every disease. It's not your fault.
All right, moving on.
No. The greatest thing about the Red Sox was when they won the World Series. Because you remember when we beat you in the World Series?
Yeah.
We did it once. So anyway, it was every time we would have to take the stage. It was top of the seventh, and which is a critical point in the game. And so we would have to go on stage that whole time, that whole championship. And right when we were getting off stage each night would be the top of the ninth, and it would be really stressful. Do you know what I mean? Like I think it was the only time we were on stage and extremely distracted. Like we a couple shows we set a laptop up. It's very bad. And if we couldn't see the bar television, we'd be like, my girlfriend's on trial. My girlfriend, like, it was the most we weren't paying attention shows. But the crowd understood, and all the bands like Mustard Plug understood. And it was the only tour where we were allowed to finish a set and run to the bar television sets, and the other bands would take our stuff off stage because they knew we were just dying to watch. And that was the greatest tour because every day was, where's the television? How quick can we get to it? Yada, yada, yada. And it was great. It was probably the best. Yeah.
All right. Now you don't strike me as a guy from Boston because you know that Boston accent.
My mom's got it, and my dad didn't, and the television didn't. So when I hang out with my friends from Boston, I'll start acting all stupid. But it comes out. It comes out when they're around. Like if Ryan was in here, we'd probably. I think I chameleon. You know what I mean? I pull it back.
Right.
My mom's hilarious though, because we're technically in a ska band, and she calls it a scar band. And I have a scar on my hand. She's like, "Honey, Davey, your ska doesn't look very good." And I'm like, "You can say ska, but you call my band Scar. Why?" You know what I mean? She flips them.
Yeah.
So it's pretty adorable. Yeah.
All right, final question.
Yeah.
What? No, this is great. This is very personal. It's very intimate right now.
Thanks. Oh, well, thank you.
So I would say for a band that's been around for so long, since
Yeah.
'95, now going on 15 years very soon.
Yeah, it was 95. Yeah.
You probably had your a large number of moments where crowds have been crazy, people have been crazy. Is there one moment in your mind that sticks out like, man, that person just went off the wall?
I think there's two moments that definitely stick out, and one was in Wermelskirchen, Germany, and we were playing a squat, and we were playing with a band called Gob Squad, and everyone was singing a song like, and they would hit their pint glasses down, and the bass player to Gob Squad hit his pint glass down, and it sliced him right there. Yeah, and he was sitting in a little chair that bowed at the bottom, your bum, and and he bled so bad that he immediately went white, and the chair just pooled blood. I mean, that was right? And everyone, it was about 4 a.m, and everyone's like, "Geez, we gotta get this kid out of here." But we're in a squat. I mean, a very early built squat, which means it's not doing too well. And so we have to call an ambulance, and the kid's he's getting woozy. So we take him into the other room, and I'm kind of a Mr. Clean It kind of guy, and I'm like, well, I should probably clean the blood up because nobody really wants to do it, and I don't mind. And so I grabbed a pint glass, and I took the chair and I pulled it forward, and it was a perfect pint of blood. It went like a beer, and I was like, oh, that's very interesting that it's actually right. It's a perfect pint, So I decided, it was late. To go to the other room, and the kid was laying on something, and everyone's going, okay, it's gonna be fine. I go, hey, look, hey, everybody, this is your blood. This is like this is a pint of your blood. Isn't this interesting? And the kid's looking at me, kind of like, don't tell me that right now. And I'm like, oh, right. But then our bass player takes the pint and goes, check it out. Now, Steve is a vegetarian, and he takes it and he goes, glug, 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 3 gulps. Oops. 3 gulps, and boom, he drinks it, and the kid, I've never seen this face on anyone before, and it's like this face of, hey man, don't drink my blood, it's like, could you, I'm kind of hurt right now, and you're kind of, you know, cut it out. And so that's the weirdest thing I've ever seen on tour. And then Steve threw up all night, just all night he threw up. And another weird story is we went on tour with this band Lightyear, and from England, and they would always get naked, always. Chaz and Neil, and I mean, a drop of the hat. And like Chaz would pee in a pint glass, and Neil would grab it and just drink it down. It was horrible, and it's not like because I've seen it, that's my life. It's just as weird if it was your life. I'm like, why is he doing that? You know? And but the weirdest scene I ever saw was in Victoria, England. They jumped up on stage naked and peeing, and Chaz was peeing in Neil's hands, and he was collecting it and throwing it on the crowd. This is a hard thing to take in your brain when you're not used to seeing it, and the crowd is going, yeah, I love this, and I'm thinking to myself, why don't you want to get away from the pee? And they didn't. They thought it was the greatest thing in the world, and that's bizarre.
I think the only thing we could do with this interview now is end it.
Yeah.
So I would say, I guess before you go,
Yeah.
tell people where to go, get the stuff.
Oh, the web stuff? We got a website, bigdandthekidstable.com, and a MySpace and a Facebook. Yeah, I'm not, you see out there. But other than that, we'll be on the road and stuff like that. Yeah.
Cool.
And many more.
That's Dave from Big D and the Kids Table.
Christian from the recording studio. No, from Breaking the Mold.
I'm so choked up on words right now just because of what I've heard tonight.
I just can't. Yeah.
Well,
Christian.
thank you very much.
Yeah.
All right. See you guys later.